Good evening, everyone. Hollie, Lynn, psychic medium, coming in from Louisville, Kentucky. It's still cold. We're still freezing, and I don't like it. Anyway, welcome to Air Radio and Moonstruck TV. I'm excited to be here with you all tonight. I'm changing things up again. Here we go. I've shared with you guys my journey and what led me here for healing. But I've never really gotten into detail, you guys, as far as what kind of transpired the beginning of the end for me. But I just kind of want to start, and it's really funny. I know our last show, she actually was talking about healing and relationships, and so it kind of rolled into where we're headed right now. I don't know, for those of you who do not follow me on Facebook, it's Hollie Lynn Psychic Medium. I have been struggling with ego. And I know we've talked about that before, and you all hear it all the time. It's stagnant energy. We're holding on to people. We're holding on to things. We have to be able to learn to release things that no longer serve us. I am 9 months into my work, and I'm still holding tight on to things that my past relationship no longer served me. So I sat with spirit, trying to figure out, how do we let go of something that's a part of us? Okay. My relationship was not a healthy relationship whatsoever. On the outside would say, oh, you should be fine. You should be over that. But when you love someone, you can't just shut the door. You can't stop loving someone. And I think that was the epiphany last week when I said to one of my friends, I said, I just don't want to love him anymore. And I don't know how not to. So I've been doing the hard work. Everything I've shared with you all, the automatic writing, sitting in that space, doing everything to release things. And sometimes we get stuck. And I feel like Spirit wants me to share with you all that it's okay, because it's still part of the process. It's still part of healing. You know, I've shared before, healing is a journey that never ends. Okay. So right now, where we are sitting, for myself, and really this is for everyone that may be going through something, that maybe have been in a toxic, abusive relationship, that is trying to get out of that relationship and trying to understand how they ended up there. It's really important to understand, as you're doing this work right now, the relationship is not why you're doing the healing work. Now, yes, the relationship is what has gotten you to this point where it's time to do the healing work. But see, healing needed to be done prior to that relationship. Because if we saw our value, we saw our worth, we were able to stand in our truth, we truly loved who we were, we would never have been in the relationship to begin with. So, like she was saying in the last show, your intuition, you have to trust your intuition. I always tell everybody, we're human. And when you've come through experiences that are very scary, very traumatic to you, put your guard up a little bit. But I always tell everybody, we're humans. The first time, we give a pass. The second time, that's our red flag. We know. Okay. And it's scary to move forward from that. However, if we're doing that deep, deep work and we're healing what those layers deep down that were there before that relationship, that's where we're going to get. I also want to be upfront and honest. Healing is horrible. You know, we always see people talk about their healing journey and how beautiful and glorious it is. Y'all, this has been the hardest thing I've ever done. And I was a single mom to 4 kids under the age of 5. Like, that's hard. This healing journey has been the most difficult that I've ever experienced. I had power and strength, you know, initially when we walked out of that relationship, and then got into about October, and I hit the bottom again because there was another layer that was being peeled back. But I didn't understand that. So, and why Spirit wants me to talk to you all is because we all need to understand there are layers and layers and to have grace with yourself and to understand there's going to be really good days and there's going to be really, really bad days. Um, when I started, I pulled back from social media, taking a time out because I just emotionally was not able to commit. Um, I got back on to do my post the other day, and all of a sudden I'm writing a novel because I told Spirit a few weeks ago, if we're going to do this together, I'm going to trust you and I'm going to quit asking why, and I'm going to follow where I'm guided and directed. I'm surrendering. That surrendering has been a whole lot of writing, you all. That writing is free. It's freeing. And that's why I keep telling everybody, get your journals. Get your journals. I'm the journal queen. Get your journal. It's not going to make sense half the time. There's no meaning sometimes. Literally, I have pages that are just words. Get that journal. Get all that's inside that head onto paper. Free that space up in the brain. Okay. So I sit down to do a post, everyone, and I start typing, and my goodness, I was like, I can't post this. This is the longest post in the history. And I'm like, well, maybe I'll do a blog, because all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I see what we're doing here. I have taken my story and I'm now sharing my story of my relationship. Started with day one. Today was the third day, and I'm sharing bits and pieces. Um, a lot of people talk about this sharing and how we need to be careful and not overshare because everyone's story is not the same. We can share without sharing the explicit details. We can share the way we feel. And what I want us to lead into from that today is the significance of our mind, the power our mind has over our being. And I don't know if you all know this, but our mind is the most powerful weapon, tool that we have. Our mind can trick us, can make us believe. Our mind also gives us the ability for us to perceive things the way we want to. So the quote that I have posted over and over and over again this last week is, my perception became my reality. So our perception can become our reality. What we see, what we're in our mind allowing ourselves to hold on to. So the message, first of all, listen to your intuition, okay? Your intuition was put there for a reason, and we all have it. Get rid of your ego, listen to your intuition. We know when something's not right. And as I'm saying that, I can hear people go, well, if you knew something wasn't right, why did you stay in a relationship for 6 years? Okay. We all have journeys and we all have purposes. I always tell you all, life happens for us, not to us. That is one thing I still struggle with, is that it took 45 years to find value and self-worth and feel gratitude and feel joy and to truly love and accept who I was. Okay. Part of that journey also is leaving the past in the past. We cannot look backwards. The past is done and over with. So that's where we've got to release the guilt, the shame, the regret. We cannot change the past, you all. Right now, all we have is the present. Stand in the present moment. Stop looking forward, because we need to deal with what's in this present moment. So as I say that, I look back and there are many times I walked away from the relationship, but always was open and took them back every time. What I know today, it is a cycle. Had I walked away a year ago, I did, it was almost a year ago. Let me phrase that. 2 years ago, 4 years ago, I would not be on this journey. And this is this concept that people find really difficult sometimes to understand, is that life happens for us, not to us. If I had not stayed and experienced everything I experienced, I would not have been aware that it was time to go on this healing journey, I wouldn't be here with you all. I would never have met any of you all. So it is so important is that we can create things within our own self. We can allow things within us, but that's because we're seeking, we're searching. So, as I have spoken this weekend, the stories I've been sharing, because Holly didn't love herself, she accepted the love that she received. Okay, see how that works? So, imagine we're broken, we don't love ourselves, and we're accepting the bare minimum because we still don't know how to come out of that space because we don't know what it is that we need to do to have fulfillment. I'm going to again urge everybody, get your journals, start writing. And when we get to this place here where we know we need to heal, we recognize things are not as they should be, that is where I want you to journal without emotion. Write back what has happened, not how it made you feel. This is literally writing the facts of things that have happened to you. And this can be outside even relationship. Can be from years ago, trauma, things that have stuck with you. Get them out of your space. Now, removing them from that headspace is not going to just solve it and heal you, but it's going to allow you to open up that mind, the brain, to be able to begin to process what you've been holding on to. The heart, and Spirit took me on a wild journey. Literally, I'm making a Facebook post, you all, and I end up doing this. I'm like, oh, okay, now I'm researching the heart. They took me right to the heart. This was interesting. The heart actually sends stronger signals to the brain than the brain sends to the heart, which made me realize too, little fun fact, that when people talk about, I think they probably died from a broken heart, they literally probably died from a broken heart because the heart is stronger than the signals being sent to the mind, the brain. So a lot of times too, we'll get the perception, the reality, and what our heart is feeling mixed. All those messages become entangled. We just need to step back. We need to get our pen and paper and we need to start writing it out. Have grace. Have grace for yourself. Understand that everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey is never going to be textbook. But at the end of it, we can all be freed from the burdens we're holding down. There is a lot of people that I know that I do work with that are spiritual leaders that are, psychic mediums, intuitives, whatever label you want to give them. I would say probably 80, 85% of men I have met on this journey have all experienced traumas at the hands of a relationship, which I found very interesting until I started really diving into that understanding. We're all the same. Like all of us, people are loving and we're open and we're light. People on that other side, they see that. And those are the people that pull us in because we see somebody who needs love too. Okay. It's not always someone like me who's completely in the trenches and completely broken, lost, and literally wants to be loved. There are people that have their feet on the ground that are pretty stable, that see someone needing love. And at that moment in their life, they go into there. So the bottom line is, I think a lot of times we are sought out because we do have love in our hearts and they do see that energy that we project. So again, much as this journey is about healing and recovery, it's also about being able to forgive yourself because it's really easy to carry a lot of disappointment, guilt, like you feel like you were fooled. Like, how did I not see the signs? How did I not see the writing on the wall? That part needs to be left out. That's because we love. And I'm going to go back and say one more time what was said to me again last week. You can't shut love off. And because the struggle's still there, that was true love. Okay. So I just urge you to do your writing, to release it. And again, the outside of just from my story that I've been posting on my page, my inbox has been loaded with women who've never spoken about their experiences, about the abuse they've been in. And I want to also clarify this for everyone. Abuse is not just somebody putting their hands on you. It is emotional and it is mental. And I think that is the toughest abuse for anyone to come through and walk out of, because nobody sees it. It's typically behind closed doors. You don't have bruises and you don't have marks on you. So I am creating that space that is open and that is safe for anyone who needs someone to talk to, or you may not even want to talk. You just want to follow the journey and see. Again, that's on Facebook. I can't do it on Instagram because I'm literally apparently writing a novel over here. But no, you're not alone. And there is support surrounding you. Let go of the guilt, let go of the shame. It's a process and we all will get there. This was just part of our journey. Okay. And again, this was not me. This is sad for me. And I get all emotional on you all. But Spirit wanted me to talk to you all. And about that is there's a person tonight probably listening that needed to hear this. Because as a psychic medium, all of us, that's our job. I ask God that every day. Use me to spread, to share the message that needs to be heard, that needs to be received. So I like things to be a little more upbeat and a little more fun, but I know this is where I was supposed to be and this is what I was supposed to do tonight. So again, just know that there is a safe space that's created within my community. You don't ever have to speak to anybody, but just know there's resources there. There's people there. And if you do need to speak, know we will be there for you. So, okay. And we're going to move on now to the callers. Thank you all for listening. And again, that's really deep and it's a very hard subject for a lot of people, but I know there's someone who needed to hear that tonight and they need to know they're not alone. So, all right. And if we can go ahead and bring the caller in, I believe it was Aaron. Echo. Thank you. I don't have my glasses on, y'all. I can't see anything, so. Echo.
Hello?
Echo, how are you? Oh, goodness, sorry, hang on.
Good, how are you?
I am doing good. I'm turning my volume up so I can hear because I can't hear either. It's a winning combo. Can't hear, can't see, you know. All right. Well, welcome. I'm Hollie, Lynn, psychic medium. I'm so excited to have you with me this evening. Is there anything in particular that you're wanting to look into?
Yeah, sounds like a weird question, but I want to know whether career-wise or spiritually, if there's anything that I was destined to do that I need to know.
Okay. Okay. Hang on. I'm writing my notes. Give me 1 second. Okay. I'm going to tell you, and the first feeling I get, even with spiritually, with career, something within you that you feel like that's incomplete. And I think that's why you ask spiritual career, because even you are unsure of what that is, but you can feel that like there was something more. There's something you're supposed to be doing, should have been doing. I will say the one thing I hear, and I don't know what you do right now, but I hear community, which service is also the servant heart. And I see children. And I also am seeing books, reading. Do you do that? I'm seeing the library. Do you do anything like that?
I do read a lot, and I do volunteer at the school sometimes and stuff like that, and I love children.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hold on. Okay. And it's funny, they keep showing me when I was a kid, what is those the books that I mean everybody had them when they were kids, the golden book or whatever it is with the little gold outside. Oh shoot, I can't with the edge of it. But that's what I keep seeing, the little baby books. They're also telling me, and I don't know if this is something that you have thought about, and I feel like this might be part of that missing link because I know that it's the service and you enjoy reading and you're helping others, going to the school with the kids reading, but there's more. And I actually, they're showing me you forming like an organization. But what you do is you start out a little book drive because it's your goal for every child to read. And I see you going to the school with that, but I see like boxes of books and you taking it to, it's a low income community and you're taking books, but you're not just taking the books. And I don't know too, if there's community center where children go after school, but I'm seeing like you going in there and becoming a part of like regular movement in and out there. They know who you are. You're bringing books in, but then you're also taking time and you're working with children who, and I primarily see like elementary school age children. There's some older ones, but not many, but like kids who are not reading, that are struggling completely. And that is, I see you doing a lot of work with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Let's see spiritually, I guess. I think that one thing too is to get quiet, be still, because of that unsettling feeling that you completion that maybe you weren't doing something you were supposed to. I do want you to know that that is kind of like a spiritual thing. Like that was that's your guide. They're trying to direct you. Um, Writing things down when you start having those thoughts, and then again, it's probably like what? Why would I? Even if you hear like what's something off the wall, like go up the street and ask for 4 books, and I just throw that out there. You're like, that's weird. Why would I do that? Start listening, start writing it down because I do feel spiritually, I feel connection for you already. I just think that you haven't allowed yourself to truly open to receive because it's not a path that you've traveled and you haven't had somebody there kind of saying, oh yeah, that's why, that's what's happening. You're surrounded though. You've got like a strong team. I don't know if there's, this is what I hear, and I want you to look it up because I don't even know. Archangel Gabriella, possibly Gabrielle. I don't know. See if there is an angel.
Yes.
Okay. Well, okay. Because I'm like, that's what I hear. So,
yes.
it's with you. That's like your person really getting you moving. So just sit and just sit in your quiet space. And really just try to listen because they're trying to communicate with you and you have a gift. You just got to be able to slow down to allow things to start coming through. You understand? And
Absolutely.
know what's happening. So yeah. But I see a lot of help with community come and I see the community pulling together to help you. But in like 5 to 7 years, I don't even know why they say 5 to 7 years, but it's like I don't know if there's a key to your city, but it's like the mayor's presenting you with the key to the city for all your work you've done with the younger children. And I don't know if there's inner city. I hear inner city. I'm not sure, but the younger kids with the reading acceleration program because it kind of takes off.
Perfect. No, thank you so much. Oh my God.
Absolutely. Yeah. Do you have anything else for me? Did we answer anything for you?
No, that's honestly that's what I wanted to discuss. So.
Well, thank you so much, Echo. And I can't wait to see what you do. Keep me updated and posted on that because that's a beautiful gift to be able to share with someone else, especially children.
Thank you for your gift. All right.
Good night. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Oh my goodness, you all. I love that. I love anybody that works with kids. I have a little special place in my heart for children. I always say I would have had a million babies if I could have, well, because they grow up and they're expensive. But children are our future. They're where we begin, and we want to make sure they're being well taken care of. Okay. So again, thank you all so much. Like I said, I know tonight was a heavy load, but sometimes that's my job, to be heavy. Now, if you ever get over to my Facebook page, we have a lot of fun sometimes too. Like, we get kind of silly in there too. Anyway, Facebook is Hollie Lynn Psychic Medium. Instagram's Hollie Lynn Psychic Medium. Website is hollierui.com. That's my page. I do take appointments. We can do phone readings, whatever it is. I do coaching. I do mentoring. And, I think that's to actually checked in with them today because show about our gifts and about the spiritual gifts, but I would not be here sharing the gift that me if I had not been broken. And if I didn't get to start the process of healing. And how irresponsible of me would it be if I did not share that with you all? Because healing's a gift too. And it's my duty and my responsibility to share my journey and to share healing with everybody because we all deserve that. We all deserve to love ourselves. So I look forward to next week. Until then, get the pens, get the journals, get your headspace cleared out. I don't know what we're going to do next week, but I'm going to show up. Everyone have a beautiful night. I love you guys. A whole new adventure. Everybody take care. Have a great weekend and y'all behave. And I'll see you all next time. Good night.